thirsty. Woo. Shit. Oh, I just realized I'm cussing.
All right. Yo, how's it going, everybody? This is episode 4 of the podcast, The Conversation. You already know what's up.
Yeah, I'm like, you should I put up. I try to put up 4, but I put up 3.
Shit.
Hey, look, check this out. Real fact. One alternate title that have been considered for NBC's hit Friends was Insomnia Cafe.
I only watched Friends like midnight, bro. And that was when I was a kid, so I don't even know what the fuck you talking about, bro.
I like Friends, but I didn't like Friends because it made me think that it was time for bedtime. So,
Nigga, bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, so, like, literally, you ever had those? As a kid, you ever had those moments where it was like 12 o'clock, you would put like a certain channel and a certain show will be playing, like either George Lopez at 3 a.m. or some shit like that, or some show, my guy.
Bro, I'm gonna keep it a buck. My wife put me on to George Lopez. I didn't know how funny.
Bro, he is funny, bro.
Yo, he is. Not for nothing. I never knew he was really funny like that. Yeah. I even watched like some of his stand up, and he's like,
he's genuinely funny, bro. I feel like the show, you know, obviously because it's a show, so he can't say certain stuff. But like, let's say when he's like on stand up stage or some shit, bro, he's hella funny, bro. He
gives me insight on like what goes on like in a Mexican household, and it's not that too far apart from what blacks, Puerto Ricans, or Dominicans go through on a daily basis. So shout out to George Lopez for real.
Shout out to George fucking Lopez. Love you, bro.
Pause. Put emphasis on that. Shout out to George and Lopez, dog. I love you. Te amo.
Yo, listen to this. This sound crazy. Oh shit.
Let me sip my tea.
Alright. So, real fact. Number 296.
Okay.
In 1860, Abraham Lincoln grew a beard at the suggestion of an 11-year-old girl. That's crazy.
I don't know how should I take that.
Literally, or like, is that like just bullshit, right?
No, it might be true, but it's like what scared me the most was the age. That's what scared me, because it's like Abraham Lincoln. Like, what was you doing? Okay, all right, guys, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, we all talk to, we talk to our babies, we talk to our toddlers, we talk to kids, whether they're yours or not, but it's like, just imagine that conversation, wrinkled, old ass Abraham Lincoln, just like, oh, hey, hi.
He probably wasn't like old yet. I think he was probably young.
He probably was young, yeah.
Yeah, and then she was like, "Oh, you should grow a beard." but I know. Maybe at least it was the time period. Maybe it was the time period where like beards were like really popular.
She probably thought he was ugly because he didn't have a beard. She was like,
that too.
I'm like,
so many factors.
You grow a beard. Keep my face clean.
You already know. Cookies on deck.
You already know.
You already know.
Is that a different flavor?
It's always been chocolate chip, bro. What are you talking
about? You lying
nah,
on your ass.
I'm not lying. I'm being serious. It's always been chocolate.
With the raisins, the oats.
Bro, shit's not slapping no more.
You said them shits ain't slapping.
This is garbage. Nah, let me stop. I still love my raisins cookies. You already know.
I don't like raisins. They too dry for me.
Bro, I kid you not. Alright, so when Davon said that sentence, bro, he dead ass looked at me and licked his lips. Yo, nah, me stop.
Listen,
I get you, bro. I get you.
Listen, by me saying
they were type dry.
Yo, by me saying dry, it made me feel dry. So that's why I'm like, nah, them drinks is dry, bro. But let's get into the segment.
Facts.
So Chris, let me ask you the first question, and then I want you to, answer, not answer back to me with a question, but
Yeah, keep it a conversation.
So
I said it. Conversation.
Yes, conversation.
We fucking retarded, bro.
Damn, I'm pointing the wrong way. So the other night I watched the Pixar movie. I don't know if it's Pixar or Disney. I can't really tell. I watched the Pixar movie Soul.
Oh, bro, I haven't seen that yet. It looks fire though.
Nah, it's really good. No gas is really good. The concept is great. I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys. So, should I hit him with a spoil warning alert? Or are you looking forward to seeing it? Let me know. What should I do?
I don't give a shit, to be honest.
All right, so
I'm still gonna be shocked looking at that movie.
If you haven't seen the movie, I advise you to pause it or fast forward over this part. So, spoiler alert.
I just put it like a timestamp.
Spoiler alert. So, I don't know the guy's name. So, the guy that wow, the guy. The guy that plays in Solo, he's a jazz musician.
Right.
And, you don't really hear a lot about jazz nowadays.
Word. So jazz is like old school.
Right. So it's like good to hear something different.
Right.
Than the normal that we used to listen to. So,
Oh, I cannot eat this cookie, bro. I'm sorry.
Cookie failure alert.
It was that drink, bro.
That's what it is. That caramel frap.
Woo. Just fire. Keep going.
So, the guy, he's a jazz musician. He teaches kids how to play jazz and stuff. He wants to be a jazz musician, professionally. Yeah. But his mom felt like that might not be something that makes him happy. But he believed that he was born to do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he gets a gig with a woman who's a big time jazz singer, and
sick.
In that world. And he's happy, he's excited, and he's like, when you're excited,
he feels like he's making that progress,
right? And you know how sometimes you get overexcited to the point you're not really paying attention to your surroundings. So he's like happy, and New York is like one of the most busiest, especially Manhattan. It's like one of the most busiest boroughs in the world, and he's just like he's walking on the street while there's traffic cars coming, and this is the part that turned the whole movie. He accidentally falls into a sewer hole, and he goes into limbo.
What?
He goes into limbo.
Oh, to limbo.
Yeah, but the thing is, when he wakes up, he see his soul and he see this big light, and he see other people that died heading towards this light. So I'm assuming it must be heaven or the afterlife. So he realized no, there's no way I could be dead. I just got the biggest gig of my life.
Word.
So that's the part that touched me, because it's like, imagine you getting that dream come true and then you just die, you just died 2 minutes before you could that one gig, whatever it is, whether it is you could be meeting with LeBron or Michael, this a person that's gonna change, and you just die, and end up you don't even remember you even falling, you just waking up and you
There's a story that I definitely recommend if anybody likes reading comics and stuff. I'll talk about my story after, but keep going, bro.
Yeah. So it's like a escalator, with souls on it going to this light. Everybody going to the afterlife because they even dead or they in between limbo. And he's
making me feel something right now.
It's crazy. Not for nothing. That part touched me, because it's yo, what happens if you work hard for everything you ever work for, and this one day you that, and it's just changed. So
let's be honest. Is that something that scares? Is that the thing that scares you the most?
It does.
You think so?
It does. I don't want to leave, because I don't want to leave this world without accomplishing my goals first. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so he decides to jump off. The escalator thing, I don't know what they call it. He jumps off of it, and he lands into this place where it's full of souls that's still trying to decide whether they want to.
Oh, so it's like a purgatory.
Yeah, kind of like that. And there's this guy. He keeps count of all the souls.
Right.
So he realized he don't miss. So he's counting, and he realized there's a count that's off, and he's like, wait a minute, there's a soul missing. There's not here. So do this whole movie, in order for people that's stuck in limbo to get back to their body, they gotta help another soul, get this something called Earth Pass, which is pretty much they gotta teach them the value of life. They gotta teach them to appreciate it, to cherish it, because a lot of them are either lost souls, or a lot of them are people that just feel like life is not worth living. Yeah. And there's a lot of people that go through that feel why am I here? I have no purpose.
Yeah.
You know, so for him to get back to his body, he has to take on a soul, a troubled soul, and make them believe and make them feel like life is worth living.
Word, yeah.
It's crazy.
That's fire.
And so he gets like this girl who lived before, but she feels like,
what's the point?
You know, like I'm not like Earth is just she's like not for nothing. The points that she's making in the movie is incredible because it's crazy.
It makes sense.
She's like, what's the whole point of you're gonna die you're gonna die anyway. But then what happened? This is my favorite part. What happened is that so they got this thing where you see the Earth. And a lot of souls, they jump off and they end up in like, in other bodies and stuff, whether they being born or,
Whoa.
like reincarnation, like kind of in a way.
That's fire. Yeah.
And the guy jumps in, heading down to Earth, him and the girl, and instead of him, guys, I know I skipped the large part of the story. I'm just trying to keep it as short as possible. The guy and the girl jumps in, and instead of him landing in his body, she lands in his body. And he lands in a cat. So his gig that I told you about is due that same day. So he's busy trying to, teach her, she's getting all his thoughts, his feelings, and all that. She's like, oh, you really love jazz.
Bro, that's over there. Oh, damn, I already feel the tears. I haven't even watched the movie because it's just talking about it feels powerful.
It's deep.
Keep going, bro. The shit sounds amazing.
Deep. So, like, she's like joking, like, oh, you like all this stuff. That's what you talking about is music and this and that.
Oh,
and,
I see where this is going.
And as the cat, he's trying to, he's like, oh, be careful with my body. Take it easy. This and that. So through the whole time, he's watching he's kind of watching his life in a way, but from another perspective.
Flashing before his eyes kind of thing.
So the crazy thing is he kind of looked and took a step back and like, yo, I'm kind of an asshole. Mm-hmm. Because he talk about his jazz to everybody, with his barber, his mom, and then he see how the girl is talking to the people that he involved with on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. And like they're liking the cat. They think it's him because they hear his voice, but it's the girl that's in his body.
Yeah.
And she's asking things that he normally didn't ask, like like his barber. She like, oh, did he ever act like she talking to the cat like, how come you never asked him about his life? Like like she's really like she's really starting to appreciate life again because she's seeing what life can be like she appreciate like it could be the most littlest thing. She appreciate like a basketball just bouncing up and down, or a piece of paper. Like it's like what it is. I feel like the movie was teaching me the little things can also be the big things.
Yeah.
Just because.
Oh my god. Bro, because the story I'm about to tell you, it has the same like structure to it.
And it's like just because, like we like for instance, we leave, like we go outside.
Yeah.
We might see kids playing on we might see a couple kids playing on the scooter, and then like look at it like, oh, that's not something that you're gonna need in the real world. Not realizing that the whole point of life, and this is deep, is if you love something, no matter how big and small, even if it's not about money.
Word.
Whatever the goal of life is to find happiness.
That's what, bro.
And here's the ending part that made me that almost touched me. When she earned her Earth pass, because at first she started loving life. Yeah. Every inch of it, like every little part, even the trash, mm-hmm. and she didn't want to give him back his body. She was like, I like the way this feels. After being a kind of a limbo soul for so long. So like towards the movie, he realized that jazz wasn't really making him happy. Like the whole time he thought that he was born because he was so good at it, and not realizing that it was just some small little things, other things that make happy. Like just because you born and good at something doesn't mean that it would make you happy. And what he did was incredible. What he did was, when it was time for him to go back into his body, he gave his body to her.
Oh damn, that's powerful.
Because he see that she was way more happy in his body and just enjoying life. Period. Like his mom like, because when she speak, you hear him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She can't tell. Nobody can tell there's a girl.
Right.
But his mom liked it. You know how the girl was acting. You know, because she thought that was a son, even though it was a girl in the body.
Right.
She liked how how he wasn't so like really stressed and focused trying to get this gig. How he was just like being free, and how even his barber was just like So he was like, he sacrificed his body, but what the soul keeper did was she was like, I'm gonna give you another chance, because for you to sacrifice your life only for somebody else to live in your body is incredible. So she said, I'm gonna give you the opportunity to start over. And all you see is her open up this portal, and you see Earth, and she said, and then I feel like honestly he was being reborn, which was so powerful. Like
right.
I feel like he was being like, once he was going, because they didn't show the movie didn't show him jump down in Earth. It just showed like she like, yo, here you jump in, you gonna pretty much be reborn. And she's like, what you gonna do with your full life? And he was just like, I'm just gonna just live freely and try to do everything. And the movie just ended, and that's just powerful because it's like,
hell yeah.
A lot of humans take the small things for granted. Whether it's like reading this card, whether it's being on the phone or sitting down at the table.
Right.
It just shows that we gotta get back to the core value of things. Like we kind of
derailed from that. Yeah.
Away. Like for instance, let's be honest. When the last time you really see people sit down and put their phones away and just have a conversation?
Ooh.
Like
I'm not gonna lie. Like
I mean, it's a lot, but if we want to be honest,
like if
the majority of the time people are on their phones.
Yeah.
Who really calls? Like, I mean, people calls, but who really calls nowadays? Like, now, majority of the time it's mostly Facebook text on social media. We kind of went away from what it's like to be human. Right. Because if you take all the phones, then what? So
yeah, I feel you. You feel like there was a connection that's a little bit lost. It's still it's hanging on there, but like we should reconnect with it.
I feel like a lot of us is really not reconnecting. Like for instance, parents are different from the time I grew up. They're much younger. They're much way younger. Mm-hmm. They don't really give a shit really as much.
Word.
It's just a lot, man.
I feel you.
But go ahead, Chris. Tell me.
I just want to hop off one of the things that you said too, where it was like a thing where you said like sometimes. What was it that you said? You said something about
like core values that's in humans, like just
I know
the basic stuff.
I mean, the part where you said like everybody's striving to reach that happiness, right? And
that should be the goal.
And I know I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but like I'm gonna talk about this one part in JoJo's. It's called the True Man's World. Right. I think I told you about this one, right? If you remember.
Is this the one when they found Jesus' corpse?
No. Okay. This is the part where they meet this guy named Ringo, and stuff, and he just left a huge impact on me because his whole philosophy was that in order, like everybody's trying to find happiness and stuff, right? Right. But sometimes you also got to realize like that there's a certain path you have to take in order to attain that happiness, and that during that path you always have to strive to improve no matter what. That's what like his whole philosophy was, like improve as much as you can, and at the end of when at the end of your life, just go out the best way you can. And it was just like that, and once you reach that happiness, that's what he calls the true man's world. That's
crazy.
Yeah, but there's another story. Aside from that, there's another story. It's called The Sandman, right? Yeah. It's about it's just about the Lord of Dreams, basically, right?
The Lord. Okay.
Yeah, and then his sister is Death.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but I just love this iteration of Death, bro, because it's not like Death, like the skull and then the hoodie. It's just it looks like someone you could relate to, like your regular like female girl. it's like so she just, and I just love it the way when she picks up people in the story, right?
Yeah.
She picks them up with a smile. So it feels like every time you're about to die, like a person's dying, you feel happy, you feel comfortable.
Right.
And then there's this one chapter. It's called "The Sound of Her Wings," and it's basically Dream following his sister Death as she does her work, right? So the first stop, they meet this old guy who was in this apartment, and he was on the verge of dying, but he loved to play the flute. And then she just pulls up and she says like, "Hey, it's time," and he's just like. And he just
she just pulls up on him.
Yeah, she says, but she has a conversation with the man, and they just talk about little things that like he used to do and stuff like that. And he's like, so this is like what happens next? She's like, you're just gonna find out. And I love it because it's like every time a person passes, like it doesn't tell you if they went to heaven or hell. All Dream it says all Dream hears is like the sound of wings. Meaning they either turned into a demon and went to hell, or they went to heaven and they became an angel. You know, it was ambiguous. And then the part that like matches with Soul, the movie Soul, is that there was a stand-up comedian, right? She literally died on stage, and this was the part that
she died on stage while she was live.
Because something happened. It was a technical difficulty, and basically the cables electrified her and like caused her heart to stop. And then she meets with Death, and she's like, I was so close. I just needed more time. I wish I had more time. I was this close. And then there was the way she just put it. She was like, "Hey, I thought you were funny." Like you know what I'm saying? Giving her like, "Hey, like you did a good job."
That's crazy.
But the part that really broke me, bro, like broke me, was a baby dying. There was this portion where a baby died, right? And then when Death picked her up, right, the baby spoke, and she was like, "Is that all there was? Is that all there is?" You know what I'm saying? Like
that's crazy.
She didn't get a chance to live life. She was just like, "That's all. That's it. That's all it is for me." And she's like, and Death is just like, "That's it. You know, you gotta go," and stuff.
Wow.
But then
that's crazy.
And then there's this, and then just to end it off right here. There's this other chapter. It's a 3-chapter arc, and I feel like you should read this, because when I read it, it made me value life even more, bro. Because there's this beautiful story with Death. It's called The High Cost of Living.
Yeah.
So basically, Death basically has this one day when she's reincarnated as a human being. So she gets to experience what humans feel. So that way, for her, she feels like what she's doing makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So she can understand. And basically, it's just her like doing regular things, bro. Whether it be kicking a ball, eating a hot dog. I mean, getting in a taxi and stuff like that. She starts doing things. And the part that like it's at the end, right at the end of the story when she dies, bro. As a human, she just straight up dies, right? And then she basically comes, like basically what happens after she dies is that she comes to like, you know, release her soul, like her reincarnated self as a human type shit. Mm-hmm. So you see, it's basically two of her, like, well, like, you know, there's the real one, the real Death that's like, hey, you gotta like move on. Yeah. And then there's her that was a human. And the part that really made me like cry was just like, as she was fading away, she was like I'm gonna miss eating an apple. I'm gonna miss no like you know what I'm saying? I know. She's gonna miss eating an apple. She's gonna miss doing like human things, like, you know, being able to feel, being able to cry, being able to smile, but, you know, like smile with other people, have a connection, have certain emotions and stuff like that. And it was just like, bro, wow, like that shit made me go like, damn, bro. It made me, and it's just, and the title just fits. It's The High Cost of Living.
Damn.
You gotta read that. You gotta read that story, bro. Because there's this one part with the God of Destruction that made me, and one part with Lucifer. Oh my God, bro. I'm gonna just tell you real quick. The part with Lucifer made me fucking cry, bro. Because basically, Lucifer in the story, like this whole story, the whole arc with Lucifer is like, it makes you understand Lucifer. in a way, even though it's fiction at the end of the day, right?
No, I mean I understand,
But,
but,
like,
it kind of is like damn, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
After.
And it's like this thing where like the Lord of Dreams, he's like following Lucifer because Lucifer was tired of being in hell, right? So he was like, I want to leave. I want to do other things. So he's basically shutting down, like releasing every soul in hell, basically.
Oh, okay.
But what made me really think about it was like, he was like, yo, I don't understand why humans blame me for everything, for not achieving the things they want, for blaming me for the bad things that happen in their lives, when at the end of the day it's just them that they choose that at the end of the day they have to choose to like fix those things, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what he's saying. He just felt tired of everyone blaming him, and he's just like, I don't do anything. I don't do anything to them. I just basically own the place, but I don't do anything to them, man.
You know what's so funny, Chris? Can I add on something? Because that like what you're saying right now is like really got me thinking. And it's really powerful. Mm-hmm. It's like if you really think about it, we do make the mistakes on our own. For people to sit here and be like, "Oh, this is the work of the day." If you want to be really technical, if you really want to, wouldn't it be funny if the whole time that we praise or we think these certain gods exist, and come to find out that we're kind of like the gods of our own type. Yeah. You know, I might sound. I sound crazy.
No, I know what you mean. I see where you're coming from.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
I know what you mean.
Because think about it. You know. We move, we walk, you know what I'm saying? We think, we breathe, we see. It's our own actions. And
word.
It's like, remember we had that conversation, I think it was last week, about how we could sit here and say, oh, we want the world to be good, but and this might sound crazy, but we also need evil. Mm-hmm. In the world to balance it out. Because think of it like this: if everything was good, right? Let's say that if everything was good and there was no evil, there wouldn't be certain. And it's crazy. This might sound. There'd be certain things that we enjoy in life that wouldn't be here right now.
Word.
Because let's be a lot of things was born off of a little evil deed. Yeah. Whether it's a person that's telling the next person, like, nah, I'm not signing you, and then he winds up signing Jay-Z. Let's say that if he would have signed that kid before, Jay-Z, and the kid, just for you being nice, like, you know what, yeah, I'm a sign you, and then this kid just don't be nothing like how, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
There's certain moves in life.
Yeah, I feel you, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's certain moves in life that need to be made for certain things to happen. So,
oh man,
but definitely continue telling. Tell me more.
So basically, what happens is it's just Sandman and Lucifer just have a talk, and he's just like, I don't want to live by God, like his father, God the Father's his orders. I want to live by my own way and stuff like that. And he ends up giving the key to hell to dream, and I just love it because the way he just like the way it ends, it's just like he's just fading away. Lucifer, he's just fading, basically going to Earth and stuff, and he's just like, I don't know if me giving you this key is gonna make me happy or is gonna make you any happier, but whatever happens, it happens. And he just leaves, and then Sandman, the Lord of Dreams, is just like, I just feel cold. I empty and cold, and I'm just like, yo, that's just some deep shit, man. And there's this beautiful. This is also another beautiful moment where Sandman talks to his brother Destruction, and because Destruction leaves. Basically, he's like, he quits, bro. He quits being a god, and he's just like, I want to experience other things too. So he literally walks the earth, and he's just like,
that's crazy,
constantly just like living life and stuff, until one day he meets up with the Lord of Dreams. He basically finally finds Destruction, and they have this chit chat, and they just talk about like they talk about life, bro. They just talk about like how things sometimes you have to, in order to, there's only two choices in life and it's just either you change or you die. And he's just constantly talking about
that
the
gave
theme.
me goosebumps.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Like you gotta read the story because it's like so many interesting points and stuff like that, bro. And it's just like, this is like, and it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, in this, at the end of the day, it's either like what have you been doing like all this time? Humans, we've been changing every time. It's either it just makes more sense to what Destruction was saying. He's just like, it's either you change or you just died. Just like the rap game. Let's be honest. If you don't change in rap, if you don't change with the times and stuff,
the average,
you're gonna die, bro.
Let me tell you something. The average career, if you don't make change or show that you make an improvement in the rap game, it's an average of 10 years. And after 10 years, like for instance, a lot of people hate on Drake, but
he
Drake,
moved on with the times every time.
And they call him a culture vulture, but if you want to be honest, can you really knock him? He done did reggae, he done did Spanish. Your man did a Spanish record. Right. Your man did an R&B record, hip hop record. He's changing.
And he kept changing with the times, bro. And it was just hit after hit after hit. If you can't deny that, it just was just hit after hit, bro.
How can you hate on somebody that's able to like do something in your culture? You know, like not afraid to like step outside his comfort zone. Comfort zone. You know, to speak a whole nother language or do something totally different. You know.
Right. But yeah, man, like that shit made me think about life, bro. And this other story. It's Vagabond, but it's just basically the life of Miyamoto Musashi. I was talking about him earlier and stuff, and you just see how like I just love it because the thing is Miyamoto Musashi is like when you see him in the story, he's like what you expect from a kid from the hood. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Kind of like he was like the rejected one kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Where he was just like on the streets doing his own thing, and you feel me? And I remember there was just this guy, this monk who just pulled up and said like, "Yo, you're afraid of people. You're like literally." And he said, and then he's like, "Yo, fuck, what exactly did he say?" He said that, and then he said that Musashi was basically like the most loneliest person in the village,
right?
Because he was so afraid of people. And Musashi's like, what are you talking about? I'm not afraid of people. But in fact, it was true. And you see Musashi, how he's just like, at one point, he's just like, I don't want to live anymore and stuff like that. And then the monk is like, you haven't lived anything. Like, he started celebrating. He's like, yo, aren't you, like, you're about to die, bro. Like, you're trying to kill yourself and stuff like that. He's just like, aren't you celebrating, bro? Because you haven't lived enough. You haven't done anything yet. And then literally that's what takes him on Musashi on the path of like becoming like the greatest samurai to ever fucking live.
That's crazy.
And the monk basically told him a quote that I will never forget, bro. Look at everything in its entirety. If you only look at the leaf, you'll miss the trees. If you only focus on the trees, you miss the entire forest. Basically saying you have to look at the entirety of everything in life, bro.
Okay, can you like explain that to me? Because I like explain that. Like, okay,
I think it's
how would you put it in your definition? Like
my definition, I think I'll say, if you focus too much on one thing, like you focus on one thing only, you'll miss other things around you too. So is that the reason why they come up like with the word open-minded? Yeah, I think
to keep the brain fresh.
Yeah,
do something like you usually don't do.
Yeah,
like I never played hockey before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, basically.
But who's to say I wouldn't like it? As soon as it might give me like a whole
word. That's what I'm saying.
That's crazy to think.
That's
about.
What I'm saying.
Like do like chess, like play the game of chess.
And it's just, and as you keep reading the story, like it's just life lessons like that. Like there's this one life lesson. It was just like, yo, like life doesn't have no value if you don't support others. You know what I'm saying? like what value life has if you don't care for other people as well and stuff like that. And you just see as Musashi's like just learning about these life, bro. The part that really hit me was that when Musashi turned, I think he was like when he finally turned 22 or 23, and this was after his 70-man fight, because he fought like 70 guys who were trying to assassinate him, and he went to jail for it in the story. And he just said that, yo, like, I haven't learned anything. I only learned a little bit in the 22 years I've been alive. And he just feels destroyed by that, because he feels like he hasn't made that progress he so much wants to do and stuff like that. And the monk, you know what's crazy? The monk was telling him, like, you gotta create a home, like, you gotta create a home to go back to and stuff like that. But then Musashi just answers with a crazy ass question. It's like, how am I supposed to go to a home which I have yet to create? And he was just like, oh shit, like, damn, how do you go back to a home that you haven't even created yet? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that, you know, it's wow, it's pretty interesting, because it's like, now I think about it, it's like I always had the mindset. Like I think my happiness come from just enjoying life in general. Like I want to do it. I want to try to do everything, even if I don't do it. It's like I will really, like, you know what I'm saying. I want to be able to
say, like, I did.
I want to get the value. I want to enjoy the values of what this planet.
You try to get the whole experience before you die. You know what I'm saying?
I want to enjoy it. I want to be able to look back and be able to give that story.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be able to tell, you know, a young one, like, you know, like, you're able to do a lot of things. You're able to enjoy the core values of life.
Hell yeah.
You don't have to, like, settle. Like my issues right now, and I'm glad we on this subject. My issues right now with parents is that, you know, open your child up to a lot of things.
As much as you can.
I'm not saying, like, you know, embrace them to violence. I'm not saying embrace them
to drugs. Or
I'm not saying none of that. I'm just saying,
but just let them know, like, you could try certain things.
School is not the only way.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's plenty of homeless people that I met and I spoke to with master degrees, who it was some that went to Harvard, and I'm not lying, I'm being honest with you, Chris, went to put all that work in to get to Harvard, to just end up, because you gotta understand, at the end of the day, yeah, you can get all those accolades, but it's all about your mindset.
Word.
Like that, I think that's what they should have school for. Okay, let me correct myself. Of course, school is to teach you, it's for your brain. But I think they should have a class that teaches you, like, how to, like, mentally.
That's in one of Nakey Jakey's videos.
You know what I'm saying?
He was talking
about
work
on your brain. Like,
he was talking about that. I gotta show you that video later, but bro, in the video he just talks about, like, he wished there was a class that they showed you how to socialize with other people.
That would
what's like the core values of, like, just life. Or to, like, teach you, like, that in life you're not entitled to anything.
That's so awesome.
Like, bro, that's what I'm telling you.
I don't think nobody have done that yet.
Bro, that's what I'm saying, bro.
That's so awesome. Like you said, think about a school. Let's put the math.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, put the bullshit history to the side.
Word.
Let's focus on the core values of being human.
Word.
Let's have a class where one person sit there, another person sit there, and have them talk. Word. And then come back and reevaluate them on their conversation and ask them what did they learn about it. I think that would be so that would be so incredible. Because it teaches you how
to, like, socialize with people.
And and it helps improve, and then it will make the world as a whole a better place. Because you know, yes I know we got colleges, we got schools, we got like math, history, but okay, I understand math. You know, you count, you got to know how to count because you know you got to pay. Yes. You know,
reading.
Can I be honest with you? I felt like not global. I feel like history is not really, like, and you could call me, and y'all could call me crazy, but I feel like history is not really, you know, I feel like history is something that you make.
Yeah.
Not, you know, Christopher Columbus, you know, we know that some of it is a lie. Let's just focus on the core values of what makes us human.
Word.
Let's focus on social. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Let's focus on your brain. Let's focus on, like, little things like, like maybe a screw, like, even though it might sound stupid, let's focus on things that's gonna make us better out there in the world. Because I feel like honestly, the reason why we have a lot of evil is because these are a lot of people who got brought up like very, very like very like in a sensitive the
environment around them.
And then whether it's being beaten by the parents, or there's
something.
It's just crazy.
But that's just life in general. There's some things you can control and some things you can't control.
And
that's just crazy, though.
Like I talk to my wife all the time, and I tell her like why can the world just be reasonable? Like why is there racism? Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's again, bro. This just got to be a balance.
Why is like I wish excuse me. I wish I had the opportunity to sit down with the person that had the first guy
to be evil.
Not the first guy to evil, but the first guy that thought that like, nah, I can't stand these colors. Like, I want to sit down and talk to him and ask him, what makes you
better?
What makes you better? Well, why do you hate us so much? What did we do to you? Give me give me everything. I don't care how. Give me, what is it? Let me know. Is it because what was it? Is it because
I don't even think it was like that. I think it was just more of a thing where it's like
what happened?
Because I feel like they just saw the way we were living in a way. Because you gotta. I don't want to get too deep into it, but I feel like from my knowledge, from the things I've learned from school and stuff like that, if I were to like deduce like why this all happened, and this is just like me doing a theory, but like I feel like it was just a thing where they just saw the environment they were living in compared to ours. Because you gotta think about it, we was more like kind of like like Stone Age type shit, you know what I'm saying? Like we was still like hunting and stuff like that, like the old ways. Compared to them, they were like more up in status. So then I feel like they saw us, they were like,
they looked at us like animals.
Yes, they just like, okay, this is where I can use these people and like make a profit out of them.
But that I mean,
and then as the years went on, it was just more. It was
just taught to.
The more we got, because I imagine there was moments where we felt like we should like fight back and stuff, and then they were just like nah, no, you know what I'm saying? Because you're this color, you got to do this for me and shit, like, you know what I'm saying? So I felt like as years went on, it just kept adding up, and pile until like we got this humongous pile that we have today.
Like, I wish somebody before racism even exists, I wish somebody would have had that conversation. Like, you don't know how much we can achieve if we just work together.
Word.
How this world could be, we could have been way beyond our years if somebody would have just said, yo, let's just work together. We could have been way beyond. We could have been way beyond our years. Way beyond our years. Humans, they said that we only know 25% of our brain. Why? Why we don't know the 100%?
Facts.
I want to know why.
It's like that movie Lucy.
Right.
Yeah.
Why we don't know 100%?
Don't know,
you know what I'm saying? It's questions like that people don't ask. You know what I'm saying?
Like some weed. Like some blunt thoughts.
Nah,
I'm joking.
Nah, not no blunt thoughts, more like truth thoughts. Like,
facts.
But
I feel you.
Like me, I always like I try to think outside the box.
Right.
That's always been my way of thinking. Because I want everybody to do great. Like, I love when I see a person make it. It makes me feel good because it gives me the confidence. No, I can do it too.
Right.
Like, where did this hate come from? Especially like, and I know you won't touch on this. I'm just going to touch on this for like a quick 2 minutes. My fellow black people, we've been through so much. If another brother is doing well,
why you gotta downgrade him?
Yeah, why you gotta downgrade him? Like, it's this guy.
Like, you're saying, I feel like you're trying to say, like, there's ways to, like, criticize somebody. Right. But don't just, like, do it in, like, the most horrible way. Yeah.
Like, so what if he don't want to wear Jordans and he's wearing a pair of Skechers? So what?
just be you feel like someone should just like probably like be like, oh, maybe he's poor or something, but I feel like maybe he should just work his way to like trying to look better. You know what I'm saying?
How you know he's just not trying to be smart and save money?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like people should be like, instead of being like, yo, look at this guy, like he look poor as shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
he ain't got the latest brand.
Instead
like,
of criticizing like that, they should criticize in a way where it's just like, shit, maybe he doesn't have enough money to buy things, but I feel like I should tell him like, hey man, like I feel like you're looking this certain way. I feel like you should work your way towards like at least looking much better. You know what I'm saying? And make it sound a way where it's not disrespectful, but you're at least letting the person know like, hey, they gotta switch something about themselves, because that's something that's like you feel like is wrong about them or something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like there's different ways to like tackle criticizing a person. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, can I, since we like, in that kind of emotion, I remember I used to always be that kid where I thought that being fly, and because my girlfriend, I was seeking attention.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? From a kid,
I was too, bro.
From a kid that was antisocial in the beginning, I was seeking attention because I wanted to connect with people, but the fact that I didn't know how to connect, I was afraid. I was scared because I was afraid people was going to call me names. Yeah. So that that's why I used to be afraid. I used to just be like, I don't understand. I'm human just like you. Word. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to come at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, but sadly, that's just not how the world is. It's especially in New York, it's all about the status quo. You know what I'm saying?
Especially in New York.
Yeah, especially in New York, like being like.
I don't get me wrong. Everywhere is it's like that, but it's just like.
But New York and
New York is like holy shit. At least from our experience, it's just like shit.
In order to feel it, in order for me to feel the knowledge, and it's sad that I felt like that during the time, and I kind of still do a tiny bit, but I learned so much. As in New York, I felt like being fly and having materialistic stuff. I felt like it meant something because I used to watch and see
other people,
right, and I used to see like all the acknowledgement that they was getting, and and it was like, well, I'm here too,
Yeah, I feel you.
So,
damn, that's facts. I felt like that before too,
man.
Until I realized, I'm like, shit, fuck this. Like I could look decent and still achieve
right. And that's why people like you and people in my past that I appreciate so much, because
thank you, bro.
I took core values from you guys, and I learned a lot from you guys, because I learned that look at the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
I'm like, you know what? And that was just my way of thinking, so that's why, like, when my friend be like, yo, let's chill in steps, I'll be like, yo, bro, we forget that. Let's buy the block. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That was like, I said we could buy it. It might be a lot of work, it might take, but we could buy the block.
Word.
That's how I was thinking. I was thinking like,
it was just like, shit, like maybe if I like try to learn certain stuff, I can possibly do this.
And that's what I was thinking.
Achieve that. Yeah.
Like,
definitely.
Like doing this with you is just amazing. Like, because I was just thinking like, well, I just gotta be the right man, and be the good husband, and work, and and I didn't feel like I can do this type of stuff, but
you felt not dismotivated, but like unmotivated.
Right, but I feel like doing this with you, and then
I feel like you're making progress,
and then like hearing you, and then like you telling me like, yo, do it, like like,
yeah,
I was just like fuck it.
Right.
I'm like, you only got one. Like that's how I started at the
like it's just a thing. Like
just
don't get me wrong. Like if we turn like not, I'm like we know like you and me, we know like not everybody makes it when it comes to like YouTube and shit like that, right. Or like anything else, like when it comes to like acting, rapping, and artistry, like, you know, not everybody makes it, but it's just a thing where it's like, how the fuck are you gonna know if you haven't even done it?
That's,
you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, fuck it, let's see where it goes. Let's just keep working until it works.
Right.
And it was just, there was this quote from RDC World, bro, that, you know, it's RDC World, right?
Yeah, of course I know the group.
Yeah. RDC World was like, they was like, yo, you just got like, leave all the past in 2020, leave that shit behind, and just focus on 2021, and just keep working on whatever you want to work on. It's gonna it works. Trust me, it's gonna as long as you work hard, you're gonna attain it. Like that's basically, like, you know, paraphrase. That's what they was trying to say.
And it's incredible because they friends that they do. They like what they do, man.
You gotta see the compilation where, like, you see them from 2012, how they started,
and it's crazy, right?
And the way they are now, bro. It's just like, damn, like they did something. They changed. Like, you felt like they changed the game, bro. Like, they did something. Like
even, you ever heard of the Ace Family?
The Ace Family.
Yo,
I feel like they're artificial, but you know.
I know. Listen, I know they had a couple of bad reps. I know, you know. But my wife showed me a video when they first started, and that journey was crazy. It looked at so poorly. The video footage looked at like it just looked amateur. But this scene where they came from to get to now is just amazing, crazy, right? Bro. It just shows that. Oh, even like it's this because my wife, I gotta think, because she put me onto a lot of YouTubers and different content, like pranks and stuff like that I didn't know about. Because I used to just watch YouTube from like music videos.
Yeah, I know.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Music, and never like, not really video games and all.
Yeah,
that.
you never used to like see like Let's Plays or anything.
My wife,
like that,
she put me onto a lot of stuff, and this channel called Rice and Slice. It's about a black guy and a Chinese girl.
A word?
Yeah, it's called Rice and Slice, and they got together in college, and they was doing videos in college, and they just kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it, and then to see where they come from now, and now they got a baby. Like, they did a video on baby names, like different baby names, and it was so enjoyable and so funny, but it was just the fact, the origin of the story. Or even, I don't know if you heard, even Dashy Games.
Oh yeah, Dashy, bro. Oh my
god. The Dominicano,
bro,
like,
yeah,
Dashy
bro.
used to work in a supermarket. He started making skits, and little by little.
It's like Long Beach Griffey, bro. He just started.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you this, guys. If you have a dream, if you have something, no matter what it is, whether it's drawing, whether it's writing, no matter what it is, whether it's a new invention, do it.
Word.
Do it, do it. Just do it, man.
And if you fuck up, try again.
Try again, bro.
Just change up your strategy. Not like you learn from it, and just like try to change up the strategy. You know what I'm saying? If you need to take time off from yourself, like for yourself, I mean, and like try to like, you know, process, like, cause you know, failure does suck. OD, it sucks bad, bro.
It does, but you know, I forgot. I can't even find this. What's this guy name? And he quote, "Failure actually teaches you. Failure is actually good."
Oh yeah.
And this might sound crazy, but failure actually teaches you how to win.
Word.
Because the more you fail, the more you learn how to win, and that's crazy. I never thought of it like that. Like Michael Jordan. Yeah, Michael Jordan got cut from his basketball team. He got cut. Michael Jordan. Michael motherfucking Jordan got cut from a basketball team.
That's crazy to think about. A legend.
And he could have easily gave up and was like, you know what, I'm done.
Word.
But no. He came back, and look what happened. He became one of the most greatest basketball players of all time.
He's still relevant to this day.
That's crazy.
He's still relevant in basketball, in his own brand.
That's crazy.
I mean, Kanye's in the same position too, bro. Kanye's in the same position, bro. Like,
that's crazy.
Kanye is like, he's on his way to being like Michael Jordan status, because it's the thing where he's like, you know, like maybe like a good 20 years from now, Kanye is still gonna be relevant. You wanna know why? Because he made a brand for himself. He marketed himself so well that he left that stamp, bro. When it comes to the music, when it comes in like the shoes that you wear.
That's crazy, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
For instance, my favorite rapper,
50 Cent.
50 Cent.
He's still relevant to this day.
His mom died, and when he was 13, he had to sell drugs on the street at the age of 13. He had to defend his corner. If he seen anybody, he would fight. And he was fighting people bigger than him. He was getting jumped. He was doing a music video. He got signed to Columbia Records. Correct me if I'm wrong. He got shot 9 times.
Shit.
He could have died. God could have took him. Mm-hmm. God was like, no, you not done.
Word.
And became one of the most explosive rappers in the history of the rap game.
Word. He made a name from even he's not doing music still, right?
Yeah, he's still doing music. He got music. He got a TV show. He got his own video
right?
game. He got
movies.
He got movies. He got his own condom.
That's crazy.
He got his own condom. Yeah, G-Unit condoms.
Yo, that's crazy, bro.
It's clothes.
I didn't know that. I didn't know he made his own condom. That's wicked.
That's crazy, right? Their own condom.
Nah, that's some goat shit right there. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
This is your man.
Thought about that.
This is your man. All gas, no brakes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, bro.
You might look at him like, oh yeah, he's just a typical, wear a tie. He's not gonna get nowhere. In the beginning, I know people was like, he ain't gonna go nowhere.
Bro, if you see where he started, bro,
it's incredible.
If you see like some of the old stuff he used to do, bro, because he used to like rap, like OD, and mind you,
he's a rap.
Yeah, he's
like hip hop rap.
Yeah, bro. Like he was a white boy. Like he had like to me, he looked like he was trying to like low key. He was trying to be like Eminem. Like that's the vibe I got off looking at his old stuff. Bro,
let me ask you a question. You know who Jack Harlow is?
Nah, who's that?
You don't know who Jack Harlow is?
Jack Harlow? Nah, I never heard of him, bro. Who's that?
Hold on to it. Don't laugh when I show you what he looked like. Damn. But Jack Harlow right now, guys, correct me wrong, because he's from Wisconsin or Mississippi. He's from one of them, and he was doing music. Mine is he don't look like he even fit with hip hop. He looked like the typical country white boy, curly hair, wearing like cowboy-ish, almost like clothes. DJ Drama is a famous DJ that's responsible for a lot of careers.
Yeah.
And that was his favorite. That's his favorite DJ. That's his favorite DJ. He loved his mixtapes and all that. DJ Drama heard him and was like, "Yo, this kid got something." It's not. It just shows that, because when you look at him, you gonna be like, "Yo, he don't look like he belong in hip hop."
Word.
But when you hear him rap, it's like, oh,
it's a whole different ball game, right?
Oh, so
word. Nah, but yeah, bro, that's what happens.
But continue telling me about old gas.
Bro. Nah, that's he started off basically from he started off rapping. Then he went to college and stuff. He started hitchhiking and stuff like that. Then
did he finish college?
Yeah, he did finish college.
Okay, he finished.
Because he was trying to be a journalist. That's the thing. His whole mindset was to become a journalist. Like he wanted to do rap, but then he dropped it and he was like, let me just do journalism, because that's another thing that he liked.
Now you know what? Damn, dropped the bottom on there.
He got rejected by Vice, one of like the biggest
I know Vice
journalism names. Like Vice is huge, bro, and his whole passion was to become a Vice host. Like do like a whole thing.
But you know what's so incredible about that though? Just imagine if he did get that job and he wasn't happy.
Bro, that's what he was saying, bro. He was saying, because mind you, the college he was doing, they were like trying to put him in an internship at some like random like city for like some shitty news network, and he was just talking about like, damn, bro, like so many other people are doing that. Like they're living like his nightmare life, because that's not the journalism he wanted to do. He wanted to do the journalism he's doing now. So he was like, he basically started like this. He did a 6-month project where it was like because he went to school in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And then he was like, all right, let me just interview people on the street of New Orleans and ask them like, what's the biggest, darkest secrets, right? And he got a little clout from that, a little bit. Then he left that project because a company like noticed him. And they were like, yo, we want you to work for us.
Right.
And he was like okay, bet. And they just asked him like, what do you need? He's just like, I need an RV and a camera. And
really?
so
that's what he just said?
That's literally what he said, bro. That's what he said in the interview. That's what he told them. And they gave him everything. And then he was just like, there's literally content all around me. So I'm going to just travel America to like the weirdest places and just document everything I do. And then that's where you get the whole series, All Gas, No Brakes. And he just started popping off little by little.
I bet your Vice was like, yo.
That's what happened. That's
Vice
what
was
happened.
like, yo, look at this guy, man. So it just shows that you might be like, also like, yeah, I want to get into this place, but not realizing that you have the power to do it yourself right there.
That's why, and that's why again, like when I saw him in the Portland protest, it made me realize, like, damn, what if I could do something like this? What he's doing right now, not only show funny parts of New York City, but also show parts that no one's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody knows New York is a funny place,
but nobody know about the crazy stuff that goes on.
Yeah,
in
nobody
New York.
Nobody knows about like I bet you like not a lot of people are covering the problem with that's going on in Bergen County with the ICE officials and some of the immigrants and stuff like that. Nobody's covering about what happened to the people in NYCHA housing, where like they didn't have gas for like since November.
That's crazy. No gas.
Yeah, they didn't have gas for like since November, bro.
Right, just because the story is small doesn't mean that it don't deserve to be covered.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, like, I feel like I can show, you know, different characters from New York City and also cover like stuff that people need to know about too, like serious stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that's what inspired me to that. Like he inspired me, like to be like, yo, like maybe I could do this. Like, yeah, I might not be able to go to like different, you know, parts of the country and stuff like that, because, you know, money wise, you know, I have responsibilities and stuff like that. Just life shit in general, but it's just like shit. If I could just at least do it and like at least take 2 days and just like walk around the street and just like interview people and like just let them talk and just like hear their stories and stuff like that. You know, maybe I can do something. I can like leave a small impact, I guess. You know,
you open my mind just now about, you know, what you just said. Like my mind is like so open right now.
Yeah.
And it's funny because you're absolutely right. Like think about it. Nobody really talks about what really goes on. Like, for instance, why there's so many liquor stores in the Bronx? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Why is so many hills in the Bronx? You know? Do anybody know the Bronx?
That's just the geography area.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, to really discuss, like, is it the fact that the Bronx really is on a mountain?
Yeah, like, discuss, like, the really niche stuff.
Right. Is it the fact that the Bronx is on a mountain? Like,
yeah.
Or, for instance, you know, like, I'm trying to, like, really open my mind and think out the box.
Because it's just a thing.
Like, the staircases. Yeah. The staircases, and why are they the way they are? Mm-hmm. Or, like...
Why can't they improve on
like, you know, like I'm trying to like really think like you know, why has it been certain improvements, you know, or for instance,
I know what you mean, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or for instance, so during when the pandemic happened, why it took the MTA for a pandemic happen for them to all be like, oh, okay, we're gonna close the subway down
and we're gonna clean it
up. That's something I feel like honestly that should have been done years and years ago.
Like, don't get me wrong, they do clean it, but
no, I'm
to the extent that they're cleaning it now, yeah, definitely.
Think about it. The subway is filled with germs. Yeah. What about the people that live in the subway? The mole people that nobody talks about, because there's actually humans that live down there. Mm-hmm. They don't want to have nothing to do with society.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, dog. Like, it's just like again, it's just a thing again. Like I said, everybody knows New York is a funny place. New York got that swagger. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody knows that. Anybody who comes to visit, anybody, like the first thing they like, I guess I imagine they're told like, yo, New York City is like a swagger type shit. Like, you gotta keep your guard up, everything. You know what I'm saying? And and that's what ultimately like what gives it New York its character. You know, what makes it funny and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because of the funny people and stuff. You know, like, or the swagger that we have, or the way we talk and stuff. But it's just like that's not the only thing that's there. Like that's cool and all. Like it's hella funny. Don't get me wrong. Like I laugh to those skits, to like, those interviews some people be doing. Like bro, that's hella funny, bro. Like, but it's just
but
like
it's more than
I feel like I feel like I feel like I can. Like I don't want to like fucking suck my own dick. I just want to like what I'm trying to say is like I feel like there's a portion of New York that nobody has touched on in a certain way that I feel like maybe I can do it. You know what I'm saying? Even if I fail, I don't give a shit. It's just more of a thing.
You want to
like,
do it? I'd rather try.
I want to put in my 100% and like see how far I can go with it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody's talking about Jehovah's Witness. Nobody talks about
nobody
that.
Really talk about
you know, there's a Kingdom Hall around here, literally for Jehovah's Witness, bro.
Nah, I didn't know that.
And there's scummy shit that happens in there too. So imagine, I want to see if I can like enlighten people about those things. I want to see if I can like talk about the homelessness problem. I want to see the gentrification.
New York has a big, giant homeless problem.
I want to talk about the gentrified areas in New York, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to talk about some of the guardian angels. Like, why do they do what they do? Why did they decide to, like, back in the 70s, decide to, like, hey, like, I mean, I know the answer to it because, you know, crime rate was like high back in the 70s and 80s, but it's just like what keeps them doing it today? You know what I'm saying? Because they still do it. They still protect New York City. Like, what did you think now that crime rates weren't as high from back then? Like, because what I'm trying to say is like crime rates were higher back then, but it's not as high as it was back then now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, what's making you like keep doing what you're doing? You know what I'm saying? I feel like I want to dive into that. I want to get it out there and stuff. Like,
for instance, like the Junior, like the thing that happened when the Junior story was interesting because he wanted to be a police officer.
Word.
Like
his passion was to become a police, like to protect people.
And it's crazy because
a lot of people, especially in New York, let's be honest, a lot of people in New York be like, oh, I'm gonna be a police officer just to get the money, because you know.
Right, but he was really with
like it. Like it's rare to find people to be like, okay, I want to become a police officer because I want to protect people. Like the money is the perks, you know what I'm saying? The money is the perks part,
it's the passion.
It's the passion to like save people, to be like, okay, I could protect my community. You know what I'm saying? Like that's rare to find in people, especially here, because let's be honest, when it comes, nobody like I know other places it's the same thing as well, but like I feel like in New York, mostly everybody they don't care what type of job it is. It's more like if it's paying like that, like you know, that really good pay, they'll do the job. They don't give a shit whether it be police officer, firefighter. As long as they getting that money, bro, dog. You
know what's so funny, Chris?
And I get it. Because you got to pay bills, but it's just like, damn.
That right there touched a nerve because remember the time I told you that I used to work for Starbucks?
Yeah. Oh, shit.
And it's funny because, and everybody always, like, why not? Let me not say everybody. Some people, you know, they look at me and be like, oh, why are you still talking about that job? Starbucks taught me, it taught me so much because I didn't think I could be a barista. I used to play myself like, I can't serve. I'm like, I don't know how to make coffee drinks as well as them. Like, I'm gonna fail. Like, and I think what made me kind of fall in love with being a barista was the fact that I had a great staff that believed in me. And you know,
it all comes down to the people you work with, right?
Mm-hmm. And it made me feel good because it was like I kept saying I couldn't do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I kept hold, you know, I'm like, yo, especially the location I was at, it was like so, I felt like I didn't deserve, because I came from Popeyes.
Yeah.
You know, in Brooklyn. So it was like, when they told me that I got hired out of 300 and something people.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, I felt so much pressure. So I'm like, yo, and then I see how good they was making the drinks. I just see how well they was all operating. I'm like, it's no way I could come into this team and function as well as them, but they didn't think like that. You know what I'm saying? They didn't think like that. They was just like, no, you're part of us. You with our team, so you're gonna learn everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Kelly, thank you, Kelly. I really appreciate everything, and I miss you guys, Denise, Kelly, Gigi, Ethan. I miss all you guys. Like, I feel like honestly, it hurts me every day, and I'm trying not to get emotional, but it hurts me every day because I feel like I let you guys down. Because that day that I lost my cool, I should have never lost my cool, and you know, and I felt like I failed you guys.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like I didn't want to. I couldn't believe it when I was getting fired, because it's like I was starting to fall in love with the job. So it was like,
yeah,
you know, I felt like I failed. You know, I felt like I failed big time. You know, it's like I got an opportunity. Yeah, to some people it's just a job. You know, but where I was at and the people I was working with, it kind of felt like a family type thing. And
yeah.
Even with my customers, I was getting to connect with them, and they even believed in me more, and it gave me the ability, and it gave me that feeling of I wanted to be a district manager, because I know how I am with people, and Starbucks slogan was about connecting with people, and so it was just like I envisioned myself in that district manager role to not only lead, but to be able to tell people or speak to people like, you know, I remember being in your shoes, and I felt like I failed by letting somebody get to me that I felt like honestly that wasn't passionate about the job as well I was, and instead of me just sticking to my guns, I lost it, and
yeah,
like I felt like I failed you guys, honestly, and I just want you guys, if you guys are worried, but just let you know that I am a supervisor. You know, I know it's not compared to what I wanted to achieve in the Starbucks, but I did kind of bounce back. I am working around good people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're a little dysfunctional, but then again, what team or what family is not dysfunctional?
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
But I appreciate everything you guys did. Francis, who else did I gotta thank?
Shit, we should call this the vintage
Darling. I see you still putting up those pictures on Instagram.
We post memes.
No, Garland is on LB. You know,
oh, okay.
You know,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he's definitely not afraid to show off, you know.
Yeah.
You know, but he's a great, he's also a drawer. He's also a drawer too.
Sick.
Yeah, all you guys, Denise, Kelly, Gigi, Mick, especially Mick. Mick was like, Mick is mad cool, yo. Mick is mad cool. Mick, you still be cheating in Halo though. Stop using that aimbot. You still cheating. But I just want you guys to know I'm doing good, man. And to all you guys out there, find your happiness, no matter what it is. It's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, find your happiness. Create your own happiness.
Word.
The best job is when you create it yourself. Whether, you know, and it could be what it is. If you happy, listen. If you happy doing this, because that's the goal. You want to find that happiness.
Yeah.
Even if it don't make the next person happy that they doing it, that's all right. Because they gotta keep searching till they find their happiness. But if your happiness is, and you're for sure, and you feel it in your heart, your body, your blood, that this is, just do it.
And if you fail, it's okay. Like, I know it sucks. Trust me. I've been there many times.
Facts.
I still am. But but I mean, like, you know, just try to switch it up. Try to find new ways. You get what I'm saying? Like, try different things and see what works and stick to it. And when even that gets hard, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, even you trying to like do your passion, it gets hard at one point. Again, it's always a thing. Just try to change and switch it up. Try to look for a new strategy, a new way to, you know, fix it. I guess I'm trying to say.
I gotta thank Chris, because Chris looked at some of my YouTube stuff, and, you know, to me, I'm like, you know, it's not, you know what I'm saying? I'm compared to you. You got like 1,000 views. You got, you got an enemy, you know.
Yeah.
And Chris was just like, yo, bro. He was like, yo, what you? He said, just because you don't got, doesn't mean what you're doing is not great. He's like, yo, he said, I wish you would have kept going. He was like, honestly, you was on the path. You should have just kept going. And he's like, little by little, it would have piled up after a round before you know it.
When I saw your skits, bro,
I ain't think
like again, you like when I saw your skits, I was just like, bro, this is like if like I need to show you. I showed you him Long Beach Griffin.
Right.
I forgot to show you Caleb City, but yeah, I was just like, bro, this is literally the exact same thing that these guys are doing. Just holding the camera and just like trying to be funny, trying to make people laugh. And it's just like, bro, like you could do the same thing. Maybe like who knows? Maybe it might not work to the degree that that they do it. But I mean, like if you try and try to be different, try to stick to it too. Like who knows what could happen, bro.
Facts, like, so that's definitely like So I'm not saying I'm back, but I'm working on a few things. As you can see, me and Chris is doing a podcast, listen to that. The venting podcast. Yes, this episode will be this.
Yeah, definitely like the venting episode.
We trying to give you guys different things. Like we laugh. We joke.
We're just trying to give.
We get serious, but we want to also show you that we can sit and have a conversation, and let you guys know that don't ever be afraid. If you have a friend, cousin, don't ever be afraid to sit down and have, a heart to heart conversation. I know some people might be like, "Yo, this man gay, this man gay."
Yeah, even if it sounds cheesy, but it's just the truth.
But sometimes, those conversations could really save people's lives. Sometimes, because a lot of people feel scared because they feel like, I can't really talk to this person like on a heart to heart.
Society, bro, the way society is right now.
And to some people, they feel like, that's some weak. That's weak.
Word.
But now realizing that even the strongest person, the most muscle bound, we all have feelings, bro.
Word.
Talk about it. Talk about it. Have a conversation about it. You'd be surprised with how you feel after you get that off your chest, because holding things in, and take it from a guy that used to do that all the time. I used to hold a lot of things in, and then I'll be at a breaking point and burst, and next thing you know, I'm out here looking like I'm looking wild because I'm emotionally broken down. So I'm just like going crazy. Don't let that shit build up.
Yeah.
Don't. If you're having problems in your relationship, talk to your girl. If you're having problems with your mom, talk to your mother.
And also like this.
And don't make it all about you.
Word.
Ask them how they feel, because sometimes people are mean because they're going through something inside.
Yeah, I mean it's not their fault either, because they're trying to. But definitely, don't make sure you also ask them how they feel about it, like what you should do and stuff like that. What would they do if you were in this situation? You know what I'm saying? But not to just end it off again, hopping off to what you said, just smile more, bro. That's all I could say.
Smile more, communicate, because the reason why a lot of good things end is because you guys don't. I think pride is okay. Pride can be good
and bad,
but pride can also be really, really bad.
Hell yeah!
Pride is for instance. Okay, so okay. Well, like you said before we end up, I want to ask you something, Chris. Why do pride exist? Why you think? Why you think pride exists? Why you think people got so much pride?
I think it's just how I feel like it's just the environment we're surrounded by, the people we're surrounded by. That again is the environment, but it's also the things we see daily lives and stuff like that. Like the media that we consume. I feel like it plays a part in that too. Yeah,
the media is definitely plays a part because listen, it's not weak. Communicate, man. Communicate. If you love, let me tell you something. If you love that girl, let's say that this is one girl you just been y'all not together, but it's just y'all just be talking and you just not sure.
Yeah.
But if you feel in your heart, no matter how bad it hurts, try. Even if it goes wrong, at least you could say that, yo, I gave it a shot and I tried.
Yeah.
And that's all. And that's all we got. And that's all you can ask for from yourself.
Definitely.
How would you like to finish this off, Chris?
Well, if you guys want, if you guys want to, follow us on Twitter, the links are gonna be in the description below. Thank you for watching episode 4. If you made it this far,
Right up.
I don't know. Nah, just like, yeah, bro, like, hopefully you guys, take something good away from this and just apply it to your daily lives and just keep going. But I guess that's it. I've been your host, Chris, and my co-host, Davon, and we'll see you next episode. Peace.
Right. Bye.